Okay, this is part 2 of the crash course session. As I talked about last time, we're going to go ahead and start linking up these items on our table. So if you guys remember from the linking lesson, all we're going to do is simply highlight each of these and click on link. And then you see that there are some pages that show up. We need to actually designate pages to it, so we need to just create page, create new page. I'm going to write down announcements, create page, and announcements is checked, so that means it exists now and it's connected to that. I click on OK, and I click and do the next one. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to click on create page first, and then I type it in. Okay, even I learn some things sometimes. Create page, and OK. Link. And for the sake of time, I'm doing that again. Click on create new page. For the sake of time, I'm just going to do the first few. You kind of get the idea, I hope. If not, just email me at bchoi@lla.org. And click on create new page. Type the name, which would be photos. And create page. Okay. I'm going to click on OK. And let's pretend that I did all these two for the sake of time. So when I save this, you'll notice that I have all these here. Yes, so if I click on announcements, it does take me to the announcements page, like so. And from there, you can go ahead and build your announcements page from scratch, whatever you want to put in there. You could copy and paste documents in. You could just, like if you have documents on Word, you just want to copy and paste it off of that, that's fine. You can do that. That's one thing great about Google Sites. Just copy whatever you have, paste it. No need to type it up again. If you want to go back to the main page, I just click on Sitemap. And then I'm going to go to teachers. That's the one I went to. Okay, and then you see that I have all this set up. Now, one problem that I've encountered is that you see how this is clickable, where it says on the text announcements, but also the picture is clickable too. That's great. But when I click on it, it doesn't. Okay, there it is. It takes me to the picture, and we actually want to go straight to the announcements also. So that's one of the drawbacks to this. And now I have to warn you before we get into this part. This part's going to be a little more advanced. Okay, it's not that bad, but it's actually, if you follow this video, you should be able to follow it along really well. Okay. So I don't want that to happen. When I click on these images, it goes straight to the image. I don't want that. I want them to be able to go to homework or announcements or whatever they're clicking on. So how do I fix this? Well, I'll show you. Once I click on edit page, okay, this is something that web designers know, and you will learn too, I hope. When you click on edit, you'll see this toolbar, and you're going to notice that there's a toolbar here that says HTML. Now what HTML is, it's the raw code for what the web page turns out to look like, and the coding tells it what it looks like. So if I click on HTML, okay, it looks all Greek to you, right? There's a lot of stuff here that doesn't look familiar. But I do want you guys to, if you want to get your web page to be up to par, you can actually go ahead and tweak this. One thing great about HTML is you can tweak things. Now, I have here on this Word document two things that I need you guys to look out for, okay? This one, first of all, says page border. Table border, and it has all this stuff here. Okay, and the second thing you want to find out is where it says, it shows these brackets, and it says A space href equals, and it shows a web page address. But in this case, our web page address is a picture. That's why when we click on that image previously, it goes straight to that picture, remember? So what is going to be needed here is that you're going to be noticing that first of all, you got to find this bracket that says table border equals 1. Okay, so if I go back to that page, where is it? I'm looking for the word table border, and I'm trying to look for it, and here it is. Do you see that? Table border. Okay, it says there's a value here in quotation marks, and that's the number 1. I'm going to delete that 1 and make it 0. Okay, so if you can't see it, I delete that 1, make it 0, and then wherever it says width, I'm going to change it to 0. Okay, width, you see that? 1 pixel, change it to 0 pixel. Width, 1 pixel, change to 0. 1 pixel, change to 0. Okay, and what that does is that it actually makes the, if I do that right here, change it to 0. Okay, change it to 0. Change it to 0. And change it to 0. Okay, when I do that and I click on update on the bottom, you'll notice that now this grid that was surrounding my table is gone because I made the table border, the width is 0. That means it's transparent now, so it can't, you won't see that grid. So if you don't want that grid, that's a very handy thing to use. I'm going to go ahead and click on HTML again, and this is how we're going to fix the next part. We're going to look for A equals href. Okay, so let's say, for example, we're looking for the first link that was announcements. Actually, if you see the preview here, announcements, right? Okay, the problem with this is when I click on that image announcements, it goes straight to the image itself instead of the actual page I want it to go to. So if I click on HTML again, I'm going to look for a href, this string of code right there with the brackets with the a href. Okay, so I'm going to notice that it is right here, the first one. Okay, see that a href, and it shows the quotation marks, HTTP, so-and-so Google Sites, site, Web Elementary, teachers, announce GIF. That's the name of our image. Okay, see this href right here, and I changed that to announcements. Okay, so notice that it has to be the same as right here. So I'm going to update that and then save it, and when I click on it, it goes to my announcements page. Nice. I'll do that again because I know that it was a little hang up there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on edit. Okay, and we're going to go to HTML. Okay, so we have announcements here. The next one is homework, and you'll see this is the link that goes to homework. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that whole thing within the brackets. Okay, so in this case I'd be doing it from here, from one into the next. Okay, but you'll do it here, and then I'll just copy this, then I'll paste it over. Okay, oops, get rid of that H. So it's got to be exactly the way it is from the previous one, or the one after, I should say. And I update, and then save it. So when I click on homework now, the picture that shows homework, it'll now go to homework. Great.